gye bansindikira eruzira nga bansibira omusango gwe bagamba nti naguza omwaka ogwayita, omusango ogw'okwekalakasa nga mpakanya omusolo mobile money ne social media. Ebibadde mukomera bibadde bingi, sobola bagamba nti komera ddungi nnyo, naye nga bwe kyogeddeko mu luzungu nti okunyigirizibwa okuli eno ebweru mazima kwe kunyigirizibwa okuli ne mukomera. Abantu bangi nnyo basibwa ku limandi ne bamala emyaka n'emyaka nga tebasimbiddwa mu maaso ga malamuzi. Abaana bangi bakwatibwa ku misango nga aido, abalala babateekako misango gya kwekalakasa na kuma mu bantu muliro ne babasiba ebbanga eritabalika. Naye era kizaamu amaanyi okubategeeza nti obumalirivu bwe tulina wano ebweru bwenkana obuli mukomera, in fact obuli mukomera buyinza n'okuba businga obumalirivu bwe tulina wano ebweru. Abaana bonna mwe bali era balina essuubi bagumu, era ne mukomera gye bali bakolerera okulaba nga batereza ensi yaabwe nga beenunula okuva mu fugabbi lino lye tulimu. Kale nno ensonga lwaki twali tubagamba nti mutuufu omulimu munene oguli mukolebwa mu makomera era omulimu munene nnyo ogwetaaga okolebwa mu makomera. Ffe nga People Power oluvannyuma lw'okukkiriziganya ne bannaffe nti mu mazima amatuufu okukolagana n'okwegatta naddala ffe abaagala okuleeta enkyukakyuka n'okulunda eggwanga lyaffe lyekkubo lyokka erisobola okututuusa mu buwanguzi. Tuzze nga tukwatagana ne bannaffe abayanira enkyukakyuka okuva mu biwayi eb'enjawulo, nga bwe mutulabye tukolagana obulungi ennyo ne bannaffe aba DP Block, nga bwe tukolagana obulungi ne bannaffe aba Gema, era nga bwe tukolagana obulungi ne bannaffe aba Alliance for National Transformation ekulemberwa General Mugisha Muntu. Tuli basanyu bategeeza nti okwogeraganya okwakasembayo kuli wakati waffe ne Dr. Kizza Besigye ne People's Government ne banne bakolagana nabo. Tukkiriza nti okukolagana n'okugatta amaanyi n'okugatta ffenna buli omu kyasobola okukola kisobola okulunda eggwanga lyaffe, era nga tujja genda maaso okukola bwe tutyo, era nga mu bbanga etali lyawala tugenda kufulumya n'ekiwandiiko ffenna awamu ekizaamu abantu baffe amaanyi, ekyongera n'eggwanga okubeera n'essuubi. Ensonga endala ate nga ya nkizo gye tubadde twagala okubanjulira oluvannyuma lw'okulaba nga tubadde twogera tuyayanira ffe n'enkyukakyuka naddala abfe abali mu kisinde ekya People Power, naye nga buli omu oba oliawo ayogera bibye ebigambo ne bituuka n'okubagana empawa. Twawuliziganyiza ne bannaffe ffenna ne tusalawo twerondemu omuntu omu anaabeera omwogezi waffe, anaabatuusangako amawulire, anaabawanga ekigambo kyaffe ffenna ekigase eddoboozi. N'olw'ensonga eyo basebo ne bannyabo, nina essanyu okubanjulira Mwami Joel Ssenyonyi ng'omwogezi waffe, era ssebo wano bw'otandikira okutekinga over.
Neyanzige ssebo, badde mu bitongolo by'amawulire okumala emyaka 13 n'okusobamu kwa katono, naye nga bannayuganda abalala tebannamawulire naffe tunyigirizibwa era tugezaako ne tukola bye tukoze, mwatulaba ku streeti nga twekalakaasa olwa social media tax ne mobile money tax. Naye akaseera katuuse ne ŋŋamba naye Joel Ssenyonyi, gwe ssebo onookoma ku bya kuwogana ku social media, Twitter, Facebook, n'opostinga ebintu ebirungi ate bannayuganda tubongezaamu amaanyi mu ngero bikola. Naye akaseera katuuka n'ogamba naye kabyettabemu ngende wali ku frontline. So kati kyekiro ekintuuseeko okwogerera People Power muli musimu tene. Bakulu bano mubalaba babakubye emiggo, buli omu alina ebisago bye. Nange mbeeyunzeeko olutalo tulujja kuba lwangu naye tuli bamalirivu. Twagala okulaba nga eggwanga lyaffe litereera, twagala okulaba nga tufuna obukulembeze obupya ate nga buzze mu mirembe. Kisoboka, abalala bakikola, naffe tukigezeeko. So olutalo lwe neeyunzeeko era Mukama nga ali nange ojja kulaba bwe tukikwasaganya. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale eddala. So I think we'll now open the floor to questions, perhaps English a bit and then after, as we respond, do some English and then Luganda.
I see.
All right, I'll begin with my Bobi, Andrew Tamagero from NTV.
Okay, I'm honored. Just a quick one. Last week on Sunday, on one of the TV stations, Member of Parliament Betty Vachilekenamboze came out clearly and said that they had talks with His Excellency Bobi Wine, and he had agreed to ally with them. I quote, he had agreed to ally with them in the forthcoming election of 2021. We want to put this to record because it is she said, and it was live on TV, it's on record. We want to hear it from Bobi Wine. Is he allied to the Namboze kind of group that is looking for the change in 2021, or is he still, because he's fronted on the unity front to bring out change, but we are not sure where he is, because on that day when people visited him, Besigye was there, Lukwago was there, but Namboze came out on record and said he had agreed to ally with them. We just need clarification on that.
Thank you. Let's say from a lady first. Halima, I believe it is.
Hi. My name is Halima Asmani from Voice of America. My question goes to Honorable Chairman. Your recent troubles, I should say, started because of your music content. What is the future in terms of your music? And do you think that you're going to miss being a musician that you are?
Thank you. We hear from somebody next to you, then we'll come this side. Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Kenneth Rukoga. I'm from Radio 1 Radio 2. My question goes to Honorable Chabulani. What's your take about the opinion poll that came out around this week, which actually shows that you have 22%, Besigye 13%, and the president 32%. What does this mean for you going forward? Do you accept that kind of opinion poll, and what does this mean, for instance, for the opposition looking at the figures? Then, secondly, it's about the issues of public assemblies. Time is running out. We are slowly getting towards the election. The opposition needs to get out and organize. There's been a lot of talk about people power and all the supporters being mainly in urban areas, which means you have to traverse the country, to go across the country and look for support. And then, of course, we have a statement that came out from the president about public assemblies. How do you think the opposition needs to proceed? And is the unity that you're talking about part of the efforts to overcome such bottlenecks that are coming up? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenneth. Yes, sir.
Derek Wandera, Daily Monitor. Your Excellency, people power is taken to be, at the moment, one of the strongest opposition groups. You have introduced to us Joel Senyum, our colleague, as the spokesperson. We hope to see further developments in terms of coming up with a cabinet or something of the sort. The second question is, we have read and heard about the disappearance and mysterious disappearance of one people power person, Ashbag Kato. Would like you to put it to record how far you're going with maybe finding out where he is and whether he is police or whatever.
Thank you, Derek. Yes, sir.
I'm the one who was from this final. I choose that you know Bobi Wine twagala otangazeeko ku nsonga ya UCC eri abamawulire. Ekyo nakyo twagala tukimanyeeko.
Okay, perhaps you can respond to those and then we see if there are any others.
Sure, thank you. I'll actually respond to just one that is mainly personal, and I'll request my comrade Joel Senyum to respond to a few other questions And I will also request Honorable Samba to prepare an answer on President Museveni's communication on assemblies. We were asked about Honorable Nambos's statement and her being the spokesperson of the People's Government, led by Dr. Kizza Besigye, and indeed, having established who is the spokesperson of People Power, I request the spokesperson of People Power to prepare to respond to that. I will only respond to the question raised by our friend from Voice of America. She was asking what's the future of my music. And another question was that will you miss the artist that you are? The future of my music is not determined by the Museveni regime. That is a gift given to me by God. That is why I continue to record music, and my music continues to be listened to, even if there are many efforts to block my music from going out there. I've said it before and I say it again that I'm lucky to belong to a generation that is unlimited and unstoppable. So I continue to be the artist that I am, because music is my first love, it's my hobby and a profession, just like we have you friends from the journalism fraternity. Will you miss the artist that you are? I will not miss the artist that I am, because I'm not going away from myself. I am here, and I thank you. Then I'll request Comrade Joel to answer.
Yeah, you see, we realize that we are better united. And so there's been a clarion call for the forces of change to unite. Not even so much about ultimately a presidential candidate. We will get there, because you see, right now we want to see that our country gets liberated. We have had elections in the past, rigged, as you know, the Supreme Court has alluded to that, just that it fell short of saying, let's nullify the election. And so we are having continuous engagements with different forces of change. Like Mr. President did say, we have had engagements with JEMA, with the DP Bloc, with the Alliance for National Transformation, and recently we have begun engagements with Dr. Kizza Besigye and the People's Government, and we are continuing to engage. And even as we continue to engage, we are going to release a joint communique, perhaps tomorrow, or we shall let you know when we are going to do that, on a couple of things that we have agreed on. What's going to be the modus operandi by which we shall operate going forward? Shall we continue to operate separately but then agree on a couple of things, or otherwise, like the Honorable Numbers, they did communicate. So we are having those engagements, and we are going to release a joint communique that will clarify on a couple of things. But what's instructive is that we are talking. We are engaging all the different forces of change, because previously there's been a bit of bickering, and we realize we are more similar than we are different. For heaven's sake, our enemy, at least politically, is the same. And so we want to point all our guns at our political enemy and not at each other. So we are all in agreement with our engagements. All the forces of change are in agreement in as far as that is concerned. So we want to keep moving, and we shall keep updating you on the progress that we shall make on that particular subject matter.
Mr. Spokesman, through you can Honorable Chagulanyi comment on the opinion polls, because it also has to do with him as a person.
In People Power, we don't do things as individuals. I've said it again and I'm saying it again now, that this is not about me. This is about all of us. And on that note, I would like to insist that Mr. Joel Senyenyi responds to that, not on my behalf, but on behalf of all of us. I request you to respond to that.
You see, my first degree, incidentally, was in business statistics. And so I know a little bit, and I have a liking for numbers and figures and statistics. I do believe numbers don't lie. So we have obviously, like the rest of you, heard about this poll. We have looked at it. We are continuously interrogating this poll, because the plethora of questions were asked. It's just that usually the one that sticks out is who do you vote for president? But there are several questions that were asked in that poll, and we are continuously interrogating these questions and trying to understand, so where were people coming from as they were responding the way they did respond, and we are interrogating that fact. What's instructive though is regardless of whichever opinion poll or whichever method you want to use to interact with Ugandans and get some political thoughts from them, the fact is that President Museveni has ceded ground, a lot greater than he ever has, because Ugandans realize we need to see a better country. We want to, for heaven's sake, see change in this country. And so there's that continuous push. Whichever method, whichever opinion poll you want to use, the verdict will be the same. That Ugandans want to see a transition from President Museveni to another dispensation. And so even as we interrogate this poll, we are very cognizant of that fact. But more importantly, ours is to keep reawakening Ugandans and instilling in them the braveness, if you like, that we can see a smooth transition. Because that's what is all there. You know, when you look at this poll and whichever other method you want to use, interact with people, get 10 people, and then just sample them independently. That might not be very scientific, but you realize that perhaps 9, if not 10 out of 10, will say, but we should surely see a transition from this gentleman. So we are continuously interrogating that poll, but even more importantly, our focus is on let's keep engaging with Ugandans, helping them understand it is possible that we can see a transition from the current dispensation. But aside from it being possible, we want Ugandans to participate in this because it's going to be for our good, and that's why you keep saying, good. So it is for all of us, and that's our continuous engagement. Yeah. So perhaps maybe other colleagues can chip in and take some questions. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for giving me the opportunity to talk about a matter which you ably wrote about. I think you have seen an article of a full response of the President himself about the comments of President Museveni about public gatherings. And I want to refer everybody to that. In my opinion, I want to think President Museveni has been very unfair to the people of Uganda. Many of us supported him because we believe his promise. He promised democracy. He promised a transformation of this country from dictatorship to a democracy and freedom. See what the 35 years has done to him. 35 years in power has turned him to be a worse dictator than any of those that have ever been in this country. He thinks about politics as a one person. While he's busy curtailing others not to hold public gatherings, he's busy traversing the country, setting up rallies, processions, and everything. Whatever he keeps on denying others is the same things he keeps on doing. Now, is that the package that he promised to Ugandans? Part of the reasons why I feel I must be part of people power, despite the fact that I'm a member of the NRM party, is the package that he promised us versus what we get as a country. As Ugandans, we're looking forward for freedom for the first time. As Ugandans, we're looking forward for peaceful transfer of power. We do not want to see a situation of transfer of power at his deathbed. We want a transfer of power where Ugandans participate, where the power of the people determines who comes next. And that's particularly why I feel I should associate myself with people power. President Museveni continuing to curtail others, denying them media coverage, doing everything so that Ugandans do not see another alternative, is a sure denial and a backtracking on the promise he gave to the people of Uganda. Many of us supported him and supported him on those grounds. So we feel it's very unfair for this country to have a president who thinks life begins with him and it ends with him. We must fight this, and this is what I want to tell Ugandans. This opinion poll that came through should encourage the people who want change to work more. We want you to work more. If it still puts at Museveni at 32% and puts us at 22%, it implies there is more work for us to do, because we do not want him to have another chance to mess up this country. We do not want that opportunity. So if he is at 33, 32, and we are 22, everybody who believes in change, this is the time for you to work hard to convince everybody. Another thing that I want to say is that the modus operandi must change, because things are not going to be normal. Do not wait for Bobi Wine to do work, because you see he's curtailed. The man doesn't want him to leave Kampala. So make sure that in your small, wherever you are, at your village, in your constituency, in your district, make sure there is work you do that yields us to the change that we want, to bring about the change this country needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.